10 seconds of trying and nearly succeeding at making me vomit up my Gruyere puffs.
I'm Sheriff Ed Flanagan.
Having to live your life with the same name as a former player for the Detroit Lions. I mean, it's the fucking Detroit Lions. And I guess some of you would say, but he also played for the Chargers, and that actually makes your case worse.
Your teacher should have an authorized firearm.
We all should know that adding crossfire to any situation rarely makes it safer, but I expected this show to also point out that bullets ricocheting off of a soup is a very real and lethal possibility here.
And wait for a hero.
In the words of the late great Tina Turner, we don't need another hero. We don't need to know the way home. All we want is a life beyond the Thunderdome.
If Vaught took a shit in the middle of Fifth Avenue, they'd throw a ticker tape parade.
Gross. Ticker tape doesn't give you nearly enough coverage for proper wiping.
The anxious boy? Really? With the moist handshake?
Using I can't even say it. Just don't use that word.
You know, I always say, why do this crazy?
Frenchie has literally never said that once before now.
Smile. This is good news.
Telling someone to smile. Just f***ing stop doing that. Everyone!
Never gonna hurt you.
Yeah, but Huey, you could have gotten yourself killed. I mean, after the way that I treated you, you had every reason to give up on me.
Huey lied and essentially used Starlight as bait. She had every f***ing right to treat him like shit after finding that out. Is this show really trying to make it out like Starlight was the one in the wrong here? Because that is
I could split that shit like dry firewood.
My boner is nervous, but intrigued.
Fresco? No, thank you. Awful stuff.
Stan would be the world's foremost drink tester at TVSins.
Jambon simple, but it's the ingredients, you know?
Why is one of the ingredients of your butter and ham sandwich a string? I'm certain that will get stuck in your teeth.
Diet Coke with lime, right? Yeah. We've heard a lot about you.
You've heard about her beverage of choice? It doesn't strike me as something Butcher would have brought up in conversation.
I would feel lonely too if I was cooped up all day by myself in this West Elm Death Star.
Saying this when you damn well know not a single item in this room has been appropriately accented with a Kyber crystal. Management at this kid's restaurant either never took down this poster of the Deep or they rushed to put it back up. Regardless, supporting the Deep always gets you a sin.
Welcome to Planet Vaught. Would you like to try our new Brave Maeve Rainbow Veggie Burger?
Welcoming someone and then offering them a f***ing veggie burger.
My mom's not dead.
She's not? Oh, it's just you never mentioned her, so...
She left when I was 6. That's where Billy Joel comes from.
I think the lesson here is f*** moms who ditch their families and moms that turn their kids into Billy Joel fans.
But it's not about me. I can't lash out like some raging entitled maniac. That's a white man's luxury.
Damn. Giancarlo Esposito is a presence to behold, and the writers have given him enough runway to land this character with a jumbo jet full of nuance. If he keeps trying to be the villain to end all villains, I'm going to keep taking sins off.
And what makes you think that you can control that racist bitch?
Look, I've got to get across town.
Avoiding the question about the racist lady.
He doesn't want to talk.
So go in anyway.
Telling someone how to handle their own potentially super villainy child.
You are the strongest man in the world and you're scared of a little boy.
Thinking that giving a child space when he or she wants to be left alone is the same as being frightened of said child.
I love you.
It is truly touching to see Homelander trying to be a good father, but I do not like being touched by Homelander.
I got him in a cabin up in Rochester.
A fate worse than death.
But we definitely found f***all. I'm not sure I'm using that term properly.
In all the time you spent with Billy, this couldn't possibly be the first time he said f*** all. Next to you, he's going to be telling us he doesn't know what Bob's your uncle means.
This is a jackpot. Well done, you two. This will do nicely.
Butcher doesn't say Bob's your uncle. Not sure I'm using that term properly.
Lick my big black balls, Butcher. Sorry, Becca.
If I know him, this is probably in the interest of hygiene and cleanliness, which makes it weirder that he had to bring race into it. I think this episode wants us to know they have guns. They make this email look like a malware or phishing scam, and it works. Someone at the news actually opened it up instead of flagging it as spam and taking it down to the dungeon to feed the mailer demon.
You remember the range at Fort Bragg? I was a better shot than you.
Making me think this is the reason they call it Fort Bragg.
Look, Becca. You ain't coming with us.
Characters told they can't come, but they end up talking their way into coming, and then they are dramatically killed. Cliché.
If there's one thing I know, is that you can take care of yourself. So when the time comes, you'll know what to do.
This bullshit pseudo-inspirational speech works.
Of course I dance. What is the point of life without dancing?
Overrating how important dancing skills are. And am I sinning this because I have 2 left feet and 0 rhythm? Yes. Yes, I am.
Stormfront may be 100 years old. What's even more incredible, we have authenticated photos showing Stormfront with Nazi high command.
Being so hyper-focused on a woman's age that you are shocked that you're shocked to find out she is also a Nazi.
Can't believe I actually have to say this day and age, but Nazis are bad.
Twitter, for the last 9 years, somehow makes its way into this episode.
Nazi Stormfront, Hitler star, run her over with a car.
I appreciate the sentiment, but pretty sure running Stormfront over with a car would only make her angrier. You need to find something to rhyme with decapitation or internal organ combustion. No! If they were so close that getting to Homelander's cabin was just a quick drive down the road, how did he not hear them? They weren't being that quiet and there was no one else around. Their voices should stand out among the sound of trees.
Who's that? That's my husband.
Cracking open this bag of worms when they have zero time for it.
What the hell are they doing back here?
The plan just changed. And you're the only one I trust for them.
Butcher comes back here because he changed his mind about giving Ryan to Edgar. But aside from telling MM about it, why was it even necessary for him to come back after having a change of heart? He could have continued driving Ryan and Becca to wherever Mallory is himself. All this does is waste time and allow Stormfront and Homelander more time to catch on to what's happening. Not to mention that Billy does f*** all to help anyone after this. Keeping your guns aimed at someone who bullets do not affect, even a little.
You can't have a c*** like me around that kid.
They don't have time for this, and the episode knows it.
We are out of time.
Becca will die because of a lack of hustle. MM and Becca survive this. Seatbelts ain't that good, and it doesn't look like a single airbag even went off. I'm not a gun person, Frenchie, but even I know it's hard to get a shot off when the cylinder's open. I did, however, have to Google to find out it was even called a cylinder, so... Bringing a gun to a Palpatine hands fight. Stormfront could kill all three of them with a flick of her wrist, but instead chooses to just stun them because they are the main characters.
Hey, Kraut.
More punchy action between two people with probably equal superhero powers. You know how f***ing much we love that around here. Why is Starlight punching and kicking instead of starlighting? I honestly no longer know what is going on in this fight. Holler at me when someone wins. I'm gonna go play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out in the meantime. At least when I beat Glass Joe, I f***ing understand how it happened. Butcher continues to survive season finales where people want to and have every opportunity to kill him, but just don't.
We love you, Ryan.
Stormfront's eye doesn't even try against this knife, even though bullets bounce off of her body. What are the rules here?
Sorry, Mom.
Killer kids.
Stop.
What are you doing here?
He's not wrong. It is pretty surprising that she has shown up just in time twice in this episode, and we have no idea how she keeps knowing where everyone is. Even if you're pretty sure Maeve's threat worked, maybe don't walk this close to the psychotic killer when you've got an entire wooded area to walk through.
Gentlemen, thank you for coming.
Always happy to see you, sir.
Having your nose this far up someone's ass without their explicit consent.
If Billy Butcher can do the right thing, then there's gotta be some kind of higher power.
Basing your spiritual beliefs on the daily activities of Billy Butcher.
I think it's time I go off, stand on my own 2 feet for once.
This he's leaving her fake out is super sinnable.
We'll just be friends then.
Oh God, no.
And skippable. Giving someone a trinket of their dead parental and telling them it means said dead parental will always be with them. Cliché.
Now, remember what I told you.
Don't be a
Life lessons. Finally, we get to see the identity of the secret scanner, and it's... Victoria, is it? Too many characters. Also, this "it was Victoria all along" twist isn't accompanied by a fun song.
Hugh Campbell.
Damn, I thought this finale was done finaleing when Homelander finale'd it all over the city, but it just won't finale.
You can give me a job.
Never thought the second season would end on something as bland as Huey asking for a job from a newly appointed congresswoman, but here we are.
It's Fresca. Fresca! I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have. Patience.
Plan again?
The plan is the plan.
Last I checked, you're not 57 years old, so come on, why is it always Billy Joel?
How dare you judge me?
And what makes you think that you can control that racist bitch?
It's just a little thing I like to call the slasher.
I like your friends. Especially Huey.
He's sexy without knowing he's sexy, and that's really sexy.
This is nothing compared to the raves I used to set up in Algiers. Of course I dance.
I've been known to cut a little rug in my day.
Hey, Kraut.
Say auf Wiedersehen to your Nazi boss.
There are no more barriers to cross. All I have in common with the uncontrollable and the insane, the vicious and the evil, all the mayhem I have caused and my utter indifference toward it, I have now surpassed.
What? I don't have a boner. Look at me.
I'm the captain. As far as I'm concerned, that's America's ass.